I'm sorry for how I am. I mean, I envy my mom, my sister. I envy people who don't do drugs. I wish I could be like that, but I can't. I wish I could be normal, but I can't. I think about drugs all day long, and I wish I didn't, but I do. I wish I could see my kids and be with them, but unfortunately, I pick drugs over them. And what the hardest part is, well, my kids probably don't know or will believe that. The only two people who I love the most in this world, I manage to throw away, and I wake up literally in my own nightmare that I created every fucking day.
Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away. Always waiting for the phone, so I built my towers tall, wandering through these empty halls. Break the cycle now, walls are coming down.
Welcome back to the black hole, the land of the lost. This is where addiction takes you. Today we got a very special guest. I would like for her to introduce herself, please.
Hello everybody, my name is Christine Russo.
How you doing today?
I'm alright.
Do you have a middle name?
Christine Michelle Russo.
Awesome. Where are you originally from?
I'm from South Philly, born and raised.
Yo, shout out South Philly, we out there. How old are you?
39.
39. Okay. Can you please tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up?
My childhood was actually good. I have a twin sister and a younger brother, and my mother. We lived with my grandmother. My dad wasn't never really there. My mom was an alcoholic growing up my whole life. Also, my dad. So addiction was a big part of my family. Growing up, it was normal to me being an addiction. I didn't know no different than having addicts around me all the time. And my dad died when I was 15 from having an acute seizure. He was epilepsy. My dad was also a twin, as well as myself. So that was kind of hard growing up. That's when I actually started doing drugs. After my dad died, I started smoking weed. And then from there, just was a train wreck from there, I guess. I was 15 when I started smoking weed. As I got into my 20s, I tried cocaine for the first time when I was 21, then went to cocaine and went from Xanax, Percocets, and then 32 after I had my son is when I tried heroin because the Percocets were getting too expensive, and I found out that heroin was the same thing, just a lot cheaper. So my cousin was actually a heroin addict. Me and my sister and my brother were actually the only ones who never did heroin in the family until I did the Percocets, and he told me one day that just try heroin, it's the same thing and it's a lot cheaper. So I did that. I started snorting heroin for 3 months behind my baby's dad's back. He didn't know until one day I got sick, so I had to tell him the truth. Then he tried it and he got addicted. We both got addicted. Within the first year of me doing heroin, I had to sign my parental rights order to both of my children to my mom, who she still has them to this day. And within that first year I was homeless, living in a tent behind Walmart. And from then on it's just been non-stop. Then on 8 years now, non-stop.
Do you remember the day when you first started taking drugs?
Yeah. My son was sick that day and I couldn't put up with it, and I usually did the Percocets to give me like motivation, and I didn't have enough money, so I got the heroin that day, and I remember as soon as I snorted it, I loved it automatically. And I used to think if I could rewind time to that day to never try it again, would I? I wouldn't wish heroin on my worst enemy, to be honest with you. I don't know a single heroin addict who's actually happy doing heroin. They all want to stop it. It's hard, very hard.
So currently, what drugs are you addicted to?
I do heroin every day. Meth I do not every day, and I'll also smoke crack sometimes, but it's mostly the meth and the heroin every day.
So what made you want to keep on taking drugs?
It got to a point where I was getting so depressed about what I did to my kids, how I signed my rights over to my mom because I love them a lot. And when I'm sober to heroin, I mean, I just think of negative stuff, how I'm a bad parent, how what I could have did different, whatever the case may be. And when I'm high, I don't think of anything. But the minute I'm not high, I automatically just think of my kids and how I'm a bad parent, what I could have did better, because I knew at that time that I had a couple months left to get my shit together or I would lose them forever, and I didn't care. And it's not that I don't care now, but it's hard.
It's definitely a struggle.
My family's not really talking to me. My mom don't talk, nobody does. They don't care that I'm homeless. So,
I'm so sorry.
I guess it is what it is. It's my own fault. I can't blame nobody but myself. So, I do want to get clean though. I want to try to, and I want to try to be in my kids' lives before they get too old and it's too late, because my daughter's already 11 and my son will be 7 in June. And my mom had custody of my kids since my son's been 1.
Who knew about your drug problem?
Everybody. I was honest with everybody. When I do drugs, you can't really tell. I don't nod out how you see people nowadays. It just gives me energy.
Yeah.
But my aunt was the one who called DHS on me because my grandma told her to.
When did your family find out you was using drugs?
They started noticing because I was getting really agitated. When I would get dope sick, that's one of my biggest things, agitation. And I would start laying around a lot. I wasn't really active with my kids. I didn't want to do nothing. I would be cranky all the time. So I told them, and then once my baby's dad started using, that's when they really noticed, because he overdosed 29 times. He was allergic to fentanyl. And the second time he overdosed, he was actually on life support for 24 hours. And that's when the shit really hit the fan. That's when we became homeless. That's when New Jersey DHS got involved, and we had to give hair follicle tests every week. And I went to rehab for actually 4 months and relapsed as soon as I got out because I got put on methadone, and I didn't want to go to groups, so I walked off of methadone, and that's 1,000 times worse of detox than heroin. So I relapsed again, and I wasn't giving a shit. I wanted to be a mom and be a drug addict at the same time. I wanted the best of both worlds, but I couldn't have it. So I picked the drugs instead.
Getting hype when I aim up.
So what happened when you were confronted about your drug use?
I denied it at first, because as soon as people know that you're a heroin addict, especially even people you don't know, they automatically judge you that you're a bad person. But I'm not. I have a heart of gold. I love helping people out here. If I have to, I'll give them my last bag if they're sick. And they automatically, and then once even if you get sober, it doesn't matter what, nobody believes you no more. Once you're a heroin addict, you have that name tag for life. You can be telling the truth and they'll just think that you're lying. So it kind of sucks, because nobody ever trusts you again after that ever again.
So where do you get your drugs from?
I used to get them from dealers back in South Philly before I knew about Kensington. Now I just get it from down here. I prefer to do brown dope, because around here now they have this fentanyl and animal tranquilizer mixed together. I don't prefer that, but if I have to get that, I will. But I prefer brown dope because it has more legs on it, which means legs means it lasts longer. You could do a bag and then 8 hours later still not be sick. As where fentanyl only lasts a half hour, so you're pretty much buying a bag a lot. Also, I stopped shooting heroin and I started smoking it, and when you smoke it, if you have the money, you can smoke it all day long. So it's actually more expensive now than it was before for me, I guess.
Do you know where the dealers get their drugs from?
Down here, yeah. I don't know which street, but they come down here because the bags are $5, so you get a bundle, which is 14 bags for $65, $70, and then they go down there and they sell a bundle anywhere from 100 to 120, and if they're selling the single bags, it's $10 a bag, so no matter what, they're doubling their money, either way.
Would you say there's a serious drug problem amongst the youth?
Yeah, I do, yeah. It's actually getting pretty bad, especially now with that K2 shit going around. Everybody, I'm like the only person in Kensington that doesn't smoke it. And that also makes you sick now because they're lacing that with fentanyl, they're lacing the crack with the fentanyl, meth with fentanyl, everything. I know a guy who smokes crack for 30 years now, and he took a hit of his crack. He never did dope before, and he woke up on the floor getting Narcan because somebody laced his crack with fentanyl. So
wow.
It's getting pretty bad. Yeah, there's a lot more homeless people now than there was, I would say, 2 years ago. It's pretty bad.
Didn't you have support from family or friends?
I have support, but it got to the point with me where I kept telling them I'm going to do it, then I would go do it, come back out, fuck up, and they're getting tired of it. They'd rather me just do it, and then a year later, I guess, show them that I'm good, then I have to keep saying I'm going to do it. And sometimes I feel like I have to prove myself to my family, especially my mom and my sister, because I always felt, even as a kid, I always felt like the outcast of the family. I don't know why. And it hurts more being out here knowing that nobody gives a shit. I guess I shouldn't. I'm 39 years old and she has my kids, so I guess I shouldn't act like the victim. I guess they are, but it hurts a lot.
That I'm finally feeling good again.
So when you started taking drugs, how did it make you feel?
Good. I felt good. I felt invincible. It just makes you not think of anything at all. When I'm high, I don't think of anything at all. Honestly, I don't even think about my kids really. I mean, I think about them, but not to a point where I get depressed. Like I used to think back when I first did heroin, if I could sell my soul to the devil, would I, to get my kids back? And honestly, I would not, because to me, my hell would be my kids getting murdered in front of me, and I don't want that. I'd rather hurt and miss them than actually see something like that.
What are the psychological damages or any other damages you've been through or seen around you because of this deadly habit?
A lot. Me and my children's father, you can't be on heroin and especially meth, on drugs, and be in a relationship with somebody you actually care about, because it ruins relationships. I was with my baby's dad for 13 years, and it got to a point where he started putting his hands on me. He made me trick for it. Now the person I'm with now also, that he don't make me trick, but he's very violent with me, and he's very big. He's 6'8". Psychologically, it messes you up a lot, because the abuse, I just have flashbacks of the abuse of me tricking. I almost got raped one time. I got robbed. There's been times where I tricked, and the people who I did it with would actually make me do stuff with them, then take my money and then not pay me, and then I'm already sick, so then right after that you have to go do another one, same exact shit. Being out here, seeing people overdose, you see people laying on the ground and people just walking by them, the cops just walking by them. For a normal person that's not on drugs, coming down here will probably scare the shit out of them, but to me it's normal. It doesn't bother me. I could walk down the street and see somebody tricking, somebody overdosing, and it's normal. You give them Narcan, but I wouldn't recommend somebody who is not on drugs or any normal person to come down here, because it might scare them. They say once you come to Kensington, you don't leave. I think that's actually true. People who don't do it don't understand. They just look at us as scumbags that were pieces of shit. It's like I panhandle every day to make money, and I think that once somebody sees that you're homeless, you automatically get judged that you're a bad person. If they would actually sit down and take the time to know me or some of the people down there, they're very smart. A lot of them are very artistic and they're very talented, but nobody wants to take the time out because we're just drug addicts. We want money for drugs, we're pieces of shit. You know, I never looked at it that way. Even when I was younger, I always helped homeless people. I remember being 8 years old and wanted to help homeless people. So people who never had it in their family, or maybe they had it in their family and are so tired of it, don't understand. I wish they would take the time out to understand. And there's actually people down here who are pretty cool. Every day and every weekend we get people from the church coming down here. They feed us, they give us clothes, send me products, whatever we need. So it feels good to see that, to see people that actually do care sometimes.
Do you think more needs to be done in the community to bring awareness to this epidemic?
I do. They wanted to open safe houses, which I don't think is a good idea, which where they would have nurses on there around the clock in case somebody overdosed, which is pretty stupid, I think, because they weren't allowed you to have bathrooms to go in there to get high. I also think that the needle exchange down here, Prevention Point, is good in a way and bad, because it's good that they're giving us fresh needles, but they're also giving us crack pipes and stuff like that. Maybe if they made it hard for us to get, maybe we wouldn't do it as much, I don't know. honestly to answer that question, but I guess my answer would be yes. I can't really give you an answer, but besides yes, I guess, yes.
Can you give me what I need?
What resources are needed to combat the drug problem out here in Kensington?
They need to, instead of just making people go to rehab, they need to have something else besides rehab. With that, it maybe, I don't know, maybe a place where you don't just go and you go. To me, rehab doesn't work. To me, rehab, you go to rehab, you meet other addicts. They take sleeping pills because they're on methadone to make them nod. So, and you just talk about getting high and glorifying it. There has to be something else, kind of like that, but not exactly. To maybe like art classes, something. I don't know, because I like that. Something to keep your mind occupied, because in rehab, meetings are boring and you want to get high. What that may be, though, I really don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know, because some people are worse than others.
Are detox and rehab facilities easily accessible to the users who live in Kensington?
They are, but now I tried going to detox a couple weeks ago. Actually, I did a bad batch of meth, and I was up for 5 days, and I thought people were trying to kill me to the point where I was hysterical crying. So I went to the hospital on Huntington Presbyterian Hospital, and I wanted to go to detox. And I had the doctor, just by me telling them my drug history, tell me that they didn't recommend me to inpatient, they recommended me to outpatient. And I'm telling her, well, I need inpatient. I said, you don't know me. I've been doing drugs for 8 years. You're just knowing what I'm telling you. I said, so if you don't give me inpatient, I'll go in your step and I'll slit my wrist. So they let me sleep there for 15 hours and then discharge me with discharge papers saying outpatient. Now, if I'm telling you I need inpatient, then that's what I need. I think I know what I need. I've been doing drugs for 8 years now. I need it. I don't need somebody, a complete stranger, to tell me that. I don't fucking need it. How does she know what I need? Addicts are very manipulative. I can be manipulating her if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I did need it. So sometimes it's hard, sometimes it ain't. Depends. And it also depends if you have insurance or not. You know what I'm saying? So.
Why do you think Kensington drug problem is so huge?
It's so huge because it's easy. It's everywhere. Literally every single corner, from Kensington and Allegheny to Kensington and Somerset. $5 for no matter where it is. $5 bags of meth, crack, coke, weed, K2, dippers, no matter what. Like you could go and I met a lot of people who actually ain't from around here. The people who came from Georgia, and they go on YouTube and type in, or on the internet, type in where to get drugs, and Kensington's the first place that pops up.
Wow.
It's so easy around here, and it's so cheap. And they also have samples, so you could be homeless and you eat for free every day because they feed you, and then they get samples, so you're getting free drugs and free food every day. So why not leave? Why leave? Right?
How many times have you OD'd?
I never overdose. I say only stupid people overdose, which I'm not stupid. Obviously, I never overdosed. People overdose because they are stupid. I'm not trying to sound like I'm better than anybody, but I'm not going to go buy a bag of dope from a block that's giving out samples, or a block I don't know what it is, and go shoot a whole fucking bag. I'm not going to go shoot a whole bag from a block I don't know. So if I get a bag of dope and it's my first time getting that stamped, I'll shoot a quarter bag, or I'll smoke a quarter bag first to make sure I can handle it. Then maybe I'll do half and then the whole one. I never would ever do a whole one not knowing where I got it from, and that's how you overdose. Because they're getting samples and they don't know what it is, how strong it is, and they're shooting 2 bags at a time sometimes. I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
Wow. So how do you go about supporting your habit?
I used to trick. I don't do that no more.
That's good.
I panhandle. I go on Columbus Boulevard in South Philly and Washington Avenue and hold a sign and panhandle. Or I'll go outside of Wawa or 7-Eleven and ask for change.
So what's a day in your life look like, 24 hours?
Day in my life is very nerve-wracking. Never get no rest, never not on my feet. I wake up, gotta make sure I have a bag of dope to do what I gotta do, get my dope. If not, I gotta go find a sample or ask people for $1. You have $1, you have $1, you have $1 until I get $5. I do that bag, I have to go panhandle. My first time panhandling out, I'll go make $15 or $20, get 3 bags of dope. You can't relax and enjoy it, because the minute I come here, I gotta grab that, do my bag, go right back, panhandle again, get my night's worth, do that, go to sleep, wake up, same shit over again. It's like Twilight Zone, you never get no rest. Well, sometimes if I have my food stamps and I sell them, then that day I won't have to panhandle, so I can actually get it and enjoy it. But other than that, I never get to sit down. I have blisters over my feet, actually. It's never get no rest.
Wow. What's the worst thing anyone has done to you while out here in Kensington?
When I went on a date before, the person didn't make me, I did what I had to do, and then they took my money and then didn't pay me. So now I was dope sick, so I just got done sucking a dick and got burned and robbed. So right after that, I had to go do it again to the next person because I didn't have money. So I'd say that was the worst. Other than that, everybody likes me out here because I help everybody. I get along with everybody. I'm very nice and have a heart of gold.
So how do you stay safe out here?
I have my boyfriend with me, and my baby dad actually said I walk around here like it's Candyland. I do that. I show him what I do. I always feel like nobody's going to bother me, but I should be more careful than I am, I guess.
So what all treatments have you been on to help you with your drug addiction?
I went to Kirkbride for 4 months. I was on methadone maintenance twice and walked off twice. Suboxones I don't do because they make me sick. So, and then in jail I was on the Vivitrol shot, which doesn't actually help either methadone for that matter, because on both of them you can do fentanyl, still don't get high.
So what's the longest clean time you had?
6 months, and that's because I was in jail.
So when you came home, what are some things that trigger you into using?
I'm my worst enemy of mine. When I'm in jail, I didn't really care because I knew I couldn't have it the minute I got out. The same day I got out, actually, I got high. So.
What all have you lost due to your drug addiction?
My kids, my baby's dad, our relationship. My family don't really talk to me that much no more. I have a twin sister, we don't really talk at all. I talk to my family once in a while. My mom told me pretty much the next time she sees me, I'm going to be on an urn in her coffee table. She actually renewed her wedding vows with my stepfather for 20 years, and not only was I not invited, my sister and my brother were both in the wedding and I wasn't even invited. So it hurts, I guess. Maybe they're trying to show me that tough love. It didn't work yet, so I'm still out here, I guess. But I'm hoping one day it does. I really do. Because I'm not happy out here. I'm really not.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Hopefully have my own place with my kids and just being a stay-at-home, nerdy Betty Crocker mom that you see on TV. That's what I really want.
So you are aware of the resources that they have out here?
I'm aware.
So
it's easier said than done. I know
absolutely.
I can go down the Rock, at the Rock Ministries down the street. They help you. I went there a couple times. I go to Friends Hospital, Presbyterian, anywhere. I know. It's just, the cravings is what's up. When you go to those places, they make you sit sometimes 5 days in a crisis center, detoxing cold turkey, so.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So how long you think you're going to keep on living this life?
I'm hoping not much longer. I'm hoping that sometime within the next couple weeks, actually, for real, I want to get clean. I'm trying to convince my boyfriend to come with me. If not, I'm going to have to leave him out here and go because I don't want to do this no more. I really don't, and I'm not happy. I'm sorry, I'm not happy being out here. I cry almost every single night. And if you ask 90% of the people on heroin out here all say the same thing. They're not happy. They wish they'd never done it, and they don't want to be out here. But the craving is the hardest part. That's what keeps you out here. And being sick, scared to be sick.
So let's get off topic a little bit just to get to know you as an individual, right? What's your favorite color?
Purple.
What are some of your favorite foods?
I like pizza and Italian monogatari is my favorite, and stuffed shells, actually.
And what are some of your favorite candies?
I like Three Musketeers and Reese's Cups. I don't really like hard candy. I like Blow Pops and Tootsie Roll Pops. That's about it.
Do you have a favorite actor or actress?
I don't, but my favorite movie is Breakin'. I don't know if you remember that or not. It's a movie back in '84 about breakdancing. I'm like obsessed with breakdancing.
Breakbeat?
Yeah.
Well, Beach Street.
Beach Street Breakin', Electric Boogaloo.
That's a classic, Beach Street, guys.
I know all them word for word.
Awesome.
I love breakdancing. It's so artistic to me. I love it how they do that.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I'm boring. Chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
Boring.
Do you have a favorite band or artist?
No, I don't have a favorite. I like all kinds of music besides country. Metallica's pretty good. I like rock. And some of the rap now is good, but I prefer the old-fashioned, like Tupac and Biggie and stuff like that.
We would like to know, what is your zodiac sign?
Pisces.
Yo, shout out to all
82.
Pisces. Pisces in the building. Show your girl some love. That's what's up. When you was a little girl, what do you want to become when you grow up?
Archaeologist.
That's nice. What are you a high school or college graduate?
I graduated high school, yeah, never college. I wish I could go back in time and really do and just been a good girl, I guess. Been a good girl. I always wondered what it would be if I never, like where would I be right now if I never tried heroin? Like, where would I be? It's just, no, I'm not saying it's so crazy how one little decision could change your whole life.
Yeah. What was your favorite subject in school?
Science.
Awesome. Now,
history too, also.
history.
I love like war movies, 300. I love like the war.
Great, great. And now, do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
I'm a Christian.
Christian. Shout out to all the Christians out there.
Praise Jesus.
Where do you believe you'll go when you die?
Heaven. I actually think I'm going to go in the rapture.
Awesome.
It might sound crazy, but I really think I am. I think the rapture is going to happen in my lifetime. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but hopefully it does.
So when you look at yourself in the mirror now, what do you see?
Right now, I don't like to look in the mirror because I don't like what I see. I see a monster, honestly, because if you would have seen me before, I look completely different. Like I said, my teeth are a hard one out for me doing meth. I lost 40 pounds. I just, this ain't me. I look in the mirror, I'm like, how the fuck did I let myself get that bad? Honestly, like how?
What does happiness mean to you?
A lot. My happiness right now is going to be, and I never realized how good I was with kids until I lost my own. When I was raising my niece and nephew a couple years ago, I moved up the mountains actually trying to get off drugs. Wound up in jail, but that's when I realized how good I was with kids, and it took me losing minds.
Do you stay in touch with your family and your friends?
Honestly, I don't even call my kids because it just hurts so much.
What message would you like to send to your families and friends now?
That I'm sorry for how I am. I mean, I envy my mom, my sister. I envy people who don't do drugs. I wish I could be like that, but I can't. I wish I could be normal, but I can't. I think about drugs all day long, and I wish I didn't, but I do. I wish I could see my kids and be with them, but unfortunately, I pick drugs over them. And what the hardest part is, well, my kids probably don't know or will believe that. The only two people who I love the most in this world, I managed to throw away. And I wake up literally in my own nightmare that I created every fucking day. I'm so unhappy, I'm unhappy, right? But I still do the drugs. That's why it's like, what the fuck? When the fuck am I gonna hit my rock bottom? I don't know. I really don't. But I hate myself for it.
What's your favorite season of the year?
I like spring.
Why?
It's just not too cold, not too hot. You go out, take the kids out maybe, just play outside. It just makes you feel good because it's not cold and hot, you're not sweating, you're not fucking aggravated because it's hot or freezing. It's perfect.
Okay. What's your favorite clothing store?
I'm weird. I like skateboarder style, like when the girls wear like the shorts that are down to the knees, like a little bag, and they wear the tight shirts, almost like when Liam will wear those baggy pants and shorts. I like that.
Okay, so you're currently in a relationship. I would like to know, what do you look for in a partner?
Actually, I talked to homeless. I'm triple one status. I'm actually trying to get housing right now. I might have to go to rehab for a little bit, then do a homeless shelter for a little bit to get housing because I'm tired of living outside. I'm tired of wondering, am I going to get robbed when I go to fuck to sleep? Last night there's these kids, I don't know if anybody out there heard about it yet, in Kensington, who were beating up homeless people for no reason, beating them up, putting them in the hospital. It's about 10 kids. And last night we were actually laying down in Needle Park, and they actually tried to drop my boyfriend, and I didn't see him until this morning because he ran somewhere and I couldn't find him. So it sucks not knowing where you're going to sleep every night. If it rains out, you're fogged, you get wet. I actually slept in a porta potty last night, so I'm tired of it. I just want to wake up in my own bed, watch TV, relax. I'm tired of it, I really am.
Absolutely. You deserve better than what you're putting yourself through right now, you know? And I understand that the addiction is not easy, but there are a lot of success stories out there, so I know you can be one of them too.
I'm going to give my testimony one day.
Right. So if you had 3 wishes in this world, what would your 3 wishes be?
The first wish would be, I would just wish that drugs didn't exist at all, not just for me, for everybody, that there's no such thing as drugs. 2 would be, that'd probably be it, because if there wasn't no drugs, none of this would happen. I wouldn't lose my kids. I wish for just happy, healthy for me, not only me, everybody, and that'd probably be it. I don't think there would be a third wish, because happiness and no drugs.
And if you had a message to send to the world, what would your message be?
Don't do drugs. Look at me as an example. It's easier said than done, because you'll say, I wouldn't do that, but...
What are some things that you're in need of that we can help you with?
I actually need clothes.
What size you wear?
Small.
Pants small?
Yeah, small pants, small shirt, everything small. I lost so much weight.
And what about feet wear?
Yeah, actually these are so small I got blisters on my feet. I can't even walk. So shoes and clothes, pretty much that's it. I eat and they give away family products, so pretty much it's closed.
You got anything you want to say to the audience before we roll out?
Just thanks for listening to my story, and just remember, never judge anybody because you never know what's going through their mind, what happened to them. It could be something horrible, you never know, and they do the drugs to cope with that, so just never judge an addict, please.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, you heard that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. So I have a little gift for you. I want you to open it, see what's in there.
Oh shit, cool.
That's a little gift
Damn,
for
it's
you.
a lot. Thank you so much.
I don't know if that's gonna fit you.
Oh, I'll make it fit. I'll make it fit.
So you got some panties.
Yes, I need socks because I don't have them on.
And I thought about your boyfriend, that's why I brought.
Mask, see that?
Extra, yeah,
For
mask.
ugly people. Thanks, coronavirus.
Let's see what else you got. Oh, some lights.
Cool.
Lights
Damn.
in like this. Some socks, more socks.
Wipes. A must out here. Also
Yeah.
a comb. A must out here.
Nice.
My hair looks this good every day. More socks. How
More
cute.
socks,
Look at the little
guys.
cows. And the people. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's right.
you're cool.
She's appreciative, guys, of the little things.
Antibiotics. See that?
Nice, okay.
Nice. Pick. You
Nice.
pick when you
I'm
do
gonna
it.
handle that.
Oh shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, mace.
That's the best thing in here. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
she's
talking
gonna
about.
spray them weirdos
Nobody's gonna
that
fuck
come
with me now.
close.
Thank you.
Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away.